There's a belief that you need money to sleep with the hottest girls, and while in some cases it is true, in most cases it's a misconception. There are girls who are bringing so much to the table that it makes no sense for them to go out with anyone but just the top guys. There are many others who try to look like they're bringing a lot to the table when in reality it's just a facade that's easy to break through. And there are many who are just as amazing but don't care about money at all. In this podcast episode, we will look at 5 types of women, which types require money to sleep with them, why really high quality women will actually despise you for trying to use money to sleep with them, and the types of women who don't really care too much about money as long as you're not completely broke. Don't get me wrong, you should still be able to live a decent lifestyle and take girls on dates. If you're still flipping burgers at McDonald's, there is nothing wrong with that, but you should simply reconsider how much time you're spending on trying to get laid versus trying to improve your life. But a disclaimer, these are just my opinions and what I've seen working for me, my wings, and my students over 8 years of coaching day game to guys all over the world, including some places really known for this topic like New York City, Miami, London, Dubai, and similar locations. And these 5 categories are just generalizations. There are exceptions. Take all of it with a grain of salt. Girls who expect a certain lifestyle. I worked with a lot of guys who bring a lot to the table, but some have developed bad habits when it comes to dating. They've learned to sleep with girls by giving them a certain lifestyle, nicer bars, nicer restaurants, a trip here and there, not sugar dating, just bringing in a certain lifestyle aspect. And this works really well with 2 types of women who are explicitly looking for this. But girls who don't like to be viewed as women who can be bought with this lifestyle actually despise this attitude. It makes them feel like the guy thinks he can just buy them. You might already be starting to see why this attitude works really good with women you don't really want to date, but actually pushes away the highest classier women that you actually would prefer to have by your side. But this isn't the only thing you will learn in this podcast episode, and actually this podcast episode is just a lead up to the webinar I'm doing soon. I'm doing a free webinar, Date the Hottest Girls You See, where I will teach you the differences between getting a lay here and there with average girls and going out with the most beautiful girls you see around you regularly. You will understand how to get your day game skills to a level that lets you go out with all 5 types of women we will be discussing today. We will look at 5 things. First of all, results gap. Why are some day gamers getting really good results while most are getting almost no results at all? And there are very few guys between these 2 extremes. Second, we will look at 5 day gamer archetypes. You will understand which of the archetypes are you, and that includes understanding your biggest strength in day game and also what's the biggest thing holding you back from progressing to even higher levels of dating skills. We'll talk about the hottest high value girls, what it really takes to sleep with women that everyone else is looking back at. They have the lifestyle, they have the looks, they have their own money, and they are running in the top circles. Next, we will talk about the hottest girls no one approaches. I'll tell you about 2 secrets, or rather just 2 things to look for to find girls who are just as beautiful but have much nicer personalities than the typical girl everyone goes for. And at the end, we will look at a 5-step plan to get laid in day game. Not 5 quick hacks, 5 stages you will need to go through to start getting laid with the most beautiful girls around you. To grab your spot, click the link in description. And now let's jump in. Let's talk about 5 types of girls, and we will start with type number 1, creme de la creme. She's beautiful, she's smart and interesting, she works out and takes care of her looks, she has her own money or is on her way to have it. This is the definition of a high value woman, and this is really, really rare. Next, we have the gold diggers. She's beautiful, she takes care of her looks, maybe works out, she sounds really ambitious, but just in a type of way like 22-year-old guys sound ambitious. She goes for successful guys, but the emphasis is on she's trying to put on the image of what a successful guy wants, but can't really deliver on it yet. This attracts a certain type of a guy who will gladly give her the lifestyle she is pretending to be used to. The gold diggers want these guys, but they're just a shiny thing on a guy's side. The high value guys view her as a girl for fun with zero relationship potential. I've heard the stories my students who run in these circles circles tell me about these girls when we run into them on the streets. Next, the gold diggers. No comments here. Her Instagram is full of pictures from Dubai and other places her sugar daddy takes her. She's basically a glorified professional. A little trick is to look at the girl's drug use. There is nothing wrong with having a little fun here or there. But if she's having a little bit too much fun, she's probably in a gold digger or gold digger category. The differences between a true creme de la creme and a gold digger are slight, but this is one of the dead giveaways. If you know the Super Snake account on Instagram, that he's basically making fun of gold diggers and the guys they hang out with. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's hilarious. Super Snake. The fourth type of girl is the cool chick. Beautiful, lives a normal life, but doesn't flash her body. Her Instagram isn't full of bikini pics. You might see some, but it's not the main thing she's advertising there. She doesn't expect you to take her to Paris, but will be grateful if you do, but most likely will be absolutely happy to pay for her own flights. Just as everyone, she has her pros and cons, but she isn't pretending to be someone she's not. And lastly, we have the hidden gem. The shy, introverted girl who could be hot as fuck, but she just won't advertise it to anyone. She could be amazing, but you won't find out unless she trusts you enough to open up. Oftentimes completely ignored by daygamers just because she isn't walking around completely dolled up, but she's just as horny as everyone else, hint hint. And notice I never discussed the physical hotness of all of these women. Here we're just talking about behavior. You can find equally beautiful girls in all of these categories. And now let's look at each type and discuss, do you need money to sleep with them? Creme de la creme? Yes, for sure. She has the top guys chasing her because the top guys don't really want to date the gold diggers if they're looking for something a bit more serious. They're looking for the creme de la creme type of a girl. And so this girl has a lot of really cool guys, not just guys with money. That's not what we're talking about, but guys who are doing well in life, but everything else in their life is also really cool. This is the type of a guy who is chasing this girl. And if she's looking for fun, she has plenty of options from those same shelves as well. But if she has a wild side and sees you as a cool guy she could have fun with, oh, she's gonna have some fun once in a while. But you need to know what to do, you need to be a cool guy to hang around with, and you need to know how to have fun. If you're really struggling in day game and you're not bringing much value to the table, you can forget about this type of a girl. And just having money won't worry because she has a lot of guys throwing gifts and money and other things at her, just like these guys throw these things at gold diggers and gold diggers. She hates these guys because she has no respect for the women these guys usually go out with. This girl's struggle is finding a guy who doesn't view her as just another toy by his side. The gold digger. Tom Torero used to say that for every hot girl there is a guy who's tired of fucking her, and this applies here. They can be really cool girls to hang out with. If you know what you're doing and you're a fun guy to hang out with, they're not that hard to sleep with. Many of them will happily have some fun with the right guy, but emphasis on the right guy. If you are that guy, great, you can get laid and date them easily. If you're not, you better have some money and be willing to provide her the lifestyle she wants, the nicer bars, nicer restaurants, a trip here and there, etc. But here comes a very important point. If you, in your behavior, in the way you dress, in the way you communicate, are projecting the image of a guy who will give her this lifestyle, she will behave one way. If you are projecting an image of a cool guy who's fun to hang out with and who she could have a nice adventure with, she will behave in a very different way. With this, I'm trying to say, if you are seeing this attitude from girls all the time where they are expecting something from you, then you triggered this behavior. This is the whole idea, yeah? These are the bad habits I said I've seen a lot of high value guys have developed over the years because they learned to get laid by giving these things to girls. Because after all, it's not that expensive compared to money they're making. Next, let's talk about gold diggers. This is where things get a little trickier. She's a professional. She will ask you to order her an Uber when she comes out on a date because that's how she filters for guys who will pay for stuff. That's the type of a girl who will say she doesn't go on coffee dates and doesn't go for drinks. She will expect a dinner. She knows what she wants and she knows how to find guys who are willing to give it to her. But you can also find her partying coked out and being face fucked by some guy with good game or who's simply fun to hang out with. Ask me how I know. Next, let's talk about the cool chick. No, you don't need money at all as long as you're being able to provide a decent lifestyle for yourself and to take a girl out on a date. That's all you need money wise. Your personality and more importantly, your day game skills matter much more here. And lastly, the hidden gems. Overall, they're a little more receptive to day game because they don't get approached a lot. You might think they're not interested because they're not giving you much when you talk to them, but that's just because they're shy. You have to carry the conversation until they feel safe enough to open up. Even though they can be very beautiful, they don't really like showing it to the world by posting ton of bikini pics just because they're more reserved. And just as with cool chicks, you don't need a lot of money to sleep with them. Just decent personality and good game. That's it. Take all of this with a grain of salt. Obviously, you can't fit every girl in one of these 5 categories, but this should give you a good idea about how different behaviors work with different types of women. If you really want to understand how to sleep with the hottest girls around you, join the free webinar I'm doing where you will understand the differences between getting a lay here and there with an average girl and going out with the most beautiful and interesting women around you regularly. You will understand how to get your day game to a level that lets you sleep with all 5 of these types of women as long as you're bringing enough sexual market value for the type of women you're trying to sleep with. We will look at 5 things. First of all, the results gap, which looks at why are some day gamers getting really good results while most are getting almost no results at all, with very few exceptions between these 2 extremes. You will understand the 5 day game archetypes, which archetype you are. That also includes what's your biggest strength in day game, but also what is the one thing holding you back from getting laid even more. You will understand what it really takes to get laid with the top girls who have the looks, they have the money, they have the lifestyle, they're running the top circles. But you will also learn about 2 secrets or 2 things to look for to find girls who are just as beautiful, just as amazing, but much easier to sleep with and have much nicer personalities than the girls I just talked about. And you will leave with a 5-step plan to get laid in day game, not with 5 quick hacks, but an actual 5-stage plan you will need to go through to get laid with the hottest girls. You can find more information and grab your spot for free by clicking the link in description. That's it for this time. See you in the next podcast episode. Ciao, guys.